If you have started to try to change your breathing habits, you get dizzy, I want to point out a couple things. Number one, first of all, this is not a way we're going to breathe all the time. This is an exaggerated exercise with a purpose to restore things that we've lost, get other muscles to kick on, work on rib and diaphragm mechanics. So that's not how you're breathing all the time. Intensity of breath changes with intensity of movement, and that's all about learning as you kind of recreate that foundation. Three, you should be breathing through your nose, in and out through your nose. So if you're exhaling fully out of your mouth super quickly, you might be kind of disrupting that balance and just causing you to get dizzy. So I want to demonstrate for you a couple of slow breaths and what they actually should sound like, because as you slowly control a nice deep inhale, you're equally exhaling. You're not doing one more than the other, and the exhale is actually really controlled and long. So when you deep breathe, the muscles of the neck and the chest, we don't want to see any movement up here. It should all be rib and belly expansion. Your tongue should rest just gently on the top of your palate, just behind your teeth. And your teeth can be slightly apart or just gently resting on top of each other. So they shouldn't be closed, and that will help open the airway for these things. But my inhale is equally matching my exhale during these specific guided exercises in that format. Does it change when we're doing ab exercises and other things? Yes. So let's talk about deep breathing though. So I'm going to put my hands to my ribs. I'm going to kind of make sure I'm feeling 360 expansion. If it's not something you've been used to doing and you're completely changing things, it will feel foreign in your body, especially as some deep breathing emphasizes staying in the exhale. Like you notice, I like to pause after my exhale. That helps really get into that rest and digest nervous system, but it also is changing some blood pH levels, right? If we're exhaling out and we're accumulating CO2. And so sometimes that's just something you start to feel and notice changes as you focus on deep breathing a little bit more. But of course, if you're something you feel and you really feel unwell, dial it back, smaller inhales, smaller exhales. Just like you wouldn't jump into an exercise program and be running a marathon the next day, like you have to build up your tolerance too. Good follow-up question I forgot to mention when I was talking about the breathing a couple slides ago. Do you exhale through your nose or your mouth? You can do either. With mouth exhaling, it's totally fine, and that's a great one to practice as well. I was demonstrating just purely nasal breathing. The size of your airway when you exhale will control how quick that exhale happens, and will also help you find that control over feeling lightheaded. So if you've ever heard of alternate nostril breathing, when we close off one nostril and only one nostril is exhaling, we're not going to lose air as fast, and so we can control that feeling of dizziness and lightheadedness. The same goes for the mouth. If I'm quickly getting out my oxygen versus, so you'll often hear me purse lip breathing, and I do that a lot during my workouts, and you guys think what I got cut off saying is a lot of people are like, how do you not get dizzy during your workouts? Like, let's say something fast like mountain climber, where I'm like, because every knee drive, core, activate. But in between, I am taking an inhale. You just can't hear it as much as you can hear my audible but helps you activate the deep core. And I'm doing purse lip. I'm not going every time, right? So that's why I'm not getting dizzy, is because my exchange of both of those gases